Well, that's okay because she'll hop on if, and I'll be able to see if she wants to hop on. She was kind of like, she's out of town right now for work, so
Okay.
she wasn't 100% sure. So anyway. And I have things set up a little bit different today, just so that, because when I'm demoing, I want to make sure you can see me. So anyway, hopefully the angle is fine, but you guys know what you're doing. So we should be all good. All right, good to see you, ladies. Let's go ahead and start in child's pose. I will mute you right now. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, child's pose. I have to remove my dog from my, oh no, she's not on the mat. Okay, hold it. So just gonna go where your body naturally takes you, but if you need to adjust in any way as you're here for a few breaths, also allow your body to adjust, to change. Maybe the knees come a little bit wider, or you're able to relax your shoulders down a bit more. And pressing your palms into your mat, allow yourself to press your hips back towards your heels. And as you do that, feel a little stretch happening in your armpits. Harvey, I love you, honey. And connect with your breath if you haven't already. Listen for it and just feel it as it travels through your upper and your back bodies. With each breath, feel a little bit more of the sense of lightness and letting go a little. Sort of relaxing into your mat. Bringing ease into those places where you've been storing tension. Maybe not even realizing it, but especially since you guys have been traveling, probably sitting or just doing things different than you're a little used to. The tension may be stored in different places. Keeping your body pretty much the way it is, just come up to your fingertips. So lifting your palms away from the mat, cupcaking, as they say, your hands, and then pressing your fingers down into the mat to help encourage that stretch through your armpits even more. Let your forehead move from side to side. Take a breath in through your nose and let it go. In through your nose, out through your nose. One more time, breathe in, all the way out. You're gonna walk your hands and your arms all the way over to the right. So not just towards the right top corner of your mat, but a little different this time, all the way over to the right. Like you might even be almost diagonal from your right knee. Then take your right forearm down to the mat. Lift your left arm up towards the sky, and then bring your left arm overhead. So you might need to look at me if you're not quite sure what I'm doing. Really, it's just this child's pose with a side bend. Your top arm, that left hand, is facing down towards the earth. Do what's comfortable for your neck. Most likely it would be to have your eyes looking down towards that right forearm. And then bring the left arm back up towards the sky. Bend your left elbow and drape your left arm back behind you. You might now be able to look up towards the sky, but if that's not comfortable, again, take your gaze where you're most comfortable. But all this is a nice back body stretch, maybe side, hip, low back in that QL area. Good, release your bind, bring your arm up, and then bring your hand down. Walk both of your hands back to the center, resetting back in child's pose for a moment. Both hands forward, drop your head down. Breath in, and all the way out. Let's move on to the other side. So walk your arms all the way over to the left, as far as you can possibly go. Left forearm comes down, right arm goes up towards the sky. And then take your right arm overhead, right palm facing down. Look towards your left forearm or somewhere on the ground. And reach your left or your right arm back up towards the sky. Drop your arm behind you. Start to roll that right shoulder back as you stretch your QL on the right side. Release the bind, straighten out your elbow up, and then go ahead and take your right arm down. Walk your arms over towards the center of your mat. Return to child's pose. Take a breath in and a breath out. Come on up for tabletop. Take a couple traditional cows and cats. So inhale, drop your belly, heart and chest lift forward and up. And then as you exhale, press into the mat as you arch your back and you tuck your chin for cat pose. Take a few of those cows and cats, moving at your own pace. Use this opportunity to focus on your breath and to move the breath all over your body into those tight places. Allow the breath to not only shift how your body is feeling, but also what's going on in your mind as well. Allow your mind to kind of shift into this place of just being right here, really present in your yoga practice. Return to a neutral tabletop, neutral spine. Walk your hands forward just a little bit, maybe a couple of inches, and then rock forward on your knees so that your feet come off the mat, and you drop your hips down towards the mat in front of you. So in the way that we just did cow pose, you're dropping your hips, sending your heart and chest forward, drawing your heels in towards your butt, and giving yourself, it'll feel almost like a little bit of a quad stretch as well. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, start to push into the floor as you round your back, coming in towards cat, and then all the way back to a child's pose, but your big toes are probably not touching this time since we set up in tabletop. So we're gonna move through that a little bit, flowing with breath. As you inhale, press down, shift forward, feet up off the mat, drop your hips towards the mat, heart and chest lift. And as you exhale, press back, arch your back all the way back to child's pose. So that is all it is for now. Inhale, Come forward, draw the heels towards your butt, drop your hips down, heart and chest lift. Exhale, press back, arch your back, feet to the mat, child's pose. Couple more times. Inhale, lift up, drop your hips. Exhale, arch your back, feet down, child's pose. Inhale, rock forward. Drop your hips. Exhale, press back as you round through your back, sending your shoulder blades up and back to child's pose. One more time. Inhale, come forward, drop your hips, heart and chest lift, roll your shoulders back a lot this time. Exhale, round, arch, hips back. Stay here in child's pose. We're going to add a little bit here. So from child's pose, tuck your toes under this time so that we'll just tuck them under. So if you look back, you can see your toenails. As you inhale, press up into a high plank and hold it here. We're going to hold it in our high plank for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees down. Inhale, shift forward, have that up dog in your chest, heels in towards your butt. Exhale, press back as you arch your back into child's pose. Tuck your toes under, inhale, high plank, hold it up here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your knees down. Cow pose as you shift forward, heels towards your butts. Exhale, press back into child's pose. One more time, high plank, hold it here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees down. Inhale, shift forward, heels in. Exhale, press back. Tuck your toes, high plank. Good, this time take your feet wide. So you have a nice wide base. Lift your right arm up off the mat. Reach your right arm in front of you as if you're trying to grab something that someone is handing off to you. Good, and then bring that right hand back down. Left arm goes up. Keep reaching, reaching, reaching as you draw your left shoulder blade in. So if you notice a winging, draw the shoulder blade in and down your back. Good, bring that left hand down. Right foot lifts up off your mat. Kick through your right heel. Right toes point down, core is strong. Bring your right foot back down. Left side. Hold it here. Kick through that left heel. Strong left leg. Good, bring that left heel down. Press back to downward facing dog. Hips are high, heels press back. Drop your head in between your biceps. Press into your palms. Take a breath in and empty out. Direct your armpits straight down towards the mat as you draw both of your shoulder blades in and down your back. Walk your hands back to your feet. Toe heel your feet together and fold here in a rag doll. Keep your left hand down at the mat. Take your right arm up towards the sky or the ceiling. Take a breath in. If you wish, you might want to drape your right arm behind you, or you can keep it up. It's up to you. If your arm is behind you, straighten it back up towards the ceiling. Bring your right hand down to the mat, just place it kind of centered between your feet and switch sides. Left arm goes up for a twist on this side. And be aware of the differences in terms of mobility and flexibility, one shoulder versus the other. Option to bind if you like. Release your arm up towards the ceiling and then back down. Very slowly rise all the way up. Each vertebrae at a time, arms down by your side for traditional Tadasana or mountain pose. Close your eyes, feel your feet planted into the mat. Lifting your kneecaps by just squeezing your quadriceps. Take a breath in and a breath out. Make sure your palms are facing forward, roll your shoulders back. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center, Samasahiti. Inhale your arms back high. Exhale, forward fold. Walk it up to a high plank, breathe in. Lower down to Chaturanga, breathe out. Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Lift up to your toes. Press back into your heels. Do a couple more of those, just kind of lifting and lowering. You might have some cracking going on in your ankles or your toes. Center your left foot on your mat, lift your right leg, bend your right knee, open up your right hip. Circle around here, maybe a little more popping and crackling happening. And bring that right foot back down. Center it on your mat, lift your left leg up, bend your knee, open up your hip. Circle the ankle. And bring that left foot down, come back to downward facing dog, so feet about hip width distance. Send your hips up towards the ceiling. Take a breath in, empty out. Do that again, breathe in. Bend your knees, breathe out. Hop or step to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Rise all the way up, breathe in. Forward fold, breathe out. Halfway lift, breathe in. High plank, breathe out. Shift forward, inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing dog, in. Down dog, hips high, breath out. In through your nose. Out through your nose. Breathe in. Bend your knees, breathe out. Travel to the top of your mat. Halfway. Forward fold. Rise up, breath in. Forward fold, breath out. Halfway. High plank. Take a breath. Chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward facing. Up to your toes. Bend your knees. Empty your lungs. Travel to the top. Halfway. Forward fold. Rise up, reach up. Forward fold, empty out. Halfway. Chaturanga, jump or step back. Upward dog. Downward facing. In through your nose. Bend your knees, exhale. Travel forward. Halfway. And fold. Rise up, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway. Chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward facing. One more sun egg. Breathe in through your nose. Exhale and bend your knees. Travel to the top on empty lungs. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Rise up, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway. Chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward facing. Good, breath in. Breath all the way out as you stay in your down dog. Lift your right leg up high. Bend and open. Warrior one. Step forward, rise up, push into your back foot. Chaturanga, exhale all the way out. Upward facing. Downward facing dog. Breath in. And let it go. Left leg high. Warrior one. Breathe in to come up. Chaturanga, breathe out. So flow through your vinyasa. Meet back at downward facing dog. Right leg high. Warrior one. Inhale, up we go. Exhale, chaturanga, down we go. Option to keep your right leg lifted if you would like. Upward dog, downward facing. Left leg high, warrior one. In to come up, chaturanga, out to come down. Left leg could stay up. Upward facing, down dog. Take a breath. Let it all go. Let your heart and chest melt towards your mat a little bit more as you push into the palms of your hands. Right leg high. Warrior one. Inhale up. Warrior two. Exhale. Reverse your warrior. Chaturanga. Right leg up. Upward dog. Downward facing. Left leg. Warrior one, breathe in to rise. Warrior two, reverse it. Chaturanga, left leg might stay up. Upward dog, downward facing. Breath in, breath out. Right foot, warrior one, warrior two. Reverse, chaturanga, flow through your vinyasa, come back to your down dog, keep your hips high, keep all your muscles engaged. Left foot, warrior one, warrior two. Big reverse, reach all the way back. Chaturanga, cartwheel down. Upward facing. Downward facing dog. Lift up to your toes. Bend your knees. Travel to your hands. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Rise up, reach up. Hands to heart center, Samasthiti. Inhale your arms back up. Chair pose. Take a breath. Forward fold. Halfway, chaturanga, upward dog, downward facing. Right leg high, warrior one, reach up, warrior two, reverse, chaturanga, right leg stays up for the chaturanga, upward facing, down dog. Left foot forward, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Reverse your warrior. Chaturanga. Left leg stays up. Strong body, upward dog. Downward facing. A round of breath. And after you empty everything out, bend your knees. Travel to the top. Halfway. And forward fold. Rise up, Samasthiti. Good. Drop your arms down by your sides for mountain pose. Remember to roll your shoulders back, palms face forward. And just stand here for a moment. We're going to add some side body bends or twists in a moment, but for now, just stay right here, feet planted. Take a breath. Empty it out. Keep your right arm down by your side. Left arm comes up and overhead. Side body stretch over to the right. Take your right palm though and face it towards your right leg. So a little rotation there. Send your hips to the left, drop your left shoulder down and back. And then come up through the middle, bring both of your arms up. Step your left leg back for a high lunge, but drop your left arm, or I'm sorry, your right arm back down by your side, left arm overhead. So another side body stretch going in the same direction, but you're just in a lunge legs. Inhale, come back up, step forward, reach your arms up high. Drop your left arm down by your side, right arm overhead for side body stretch at the top of your mat. Send your hips towards the right, reach your right fingertips over to the left. Come back to the center, reach both arms up, step your right foot back, drop your left arm down. Again, side body stretch with these lunge legs. So you're on the ball mounds of your back toes. Getting a nice stretch through your hip flexors. On your next inhale, step forward to the top of your mat or reach your arms up. Take a breath in. Hands to heart center, Samasahiti, breath out. Let's do that. Moving with breath, one movement. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, right arm down, left arm overhead, side body stretch. Inhale, back up towards the center. Exhale, step your left foot back, side bend over to the right, right arm down, left arm overhead. Inhale, step forward, arms go up. Exhale, left arm down, right arm overhead, side bend to the left. Inhale, back to the middle. Step your right foot back, crescent leg, side body stretch over to the left. Back to the middle, breathe in. Samasahiti, breathe out. One more time through. Inhale your arms up. Right arm down, left arm overhead, side bend to the right. Back to the center, reach up. Step your left leg back, side bend over to the right. Step forward, drop your left arm, side bend to the left. Back to the middle, step your right leg back, side bend to the left again. Getting into the front of that hip. And step forward. Hands to heart center, Samasahiti. Take a breath in, all the way out. Good. All right, we're gonna kind of layer onto that. Moving into a little bit of balance here. So bring your right foot off the mat, bending your right knee, draw the right knee up in towards you as much as you can. So your right thigh will be parallel to the floor. This is one-legged Tadasana. And just allow yourself to just stabilize here. Take your left hand to your right knee or to your right thigh, whatever works for you. Right arm down by your side for a moment. But now reach your right arm back behind you. Palm faces away from you, thumb pointing up. So you're twisting your trunk towards the right. And now if you like, you could straighten out your right knee and grab a hold of the outside of that right foot with your left hand. That's optional. Otherwise, just keep your right hand at your right knee, still twisting to the right. If you have your foot with that left hand, release it. Bring your hand back to your knee or your outer thigh, and then twist back towards the center, still in one-legged Tadasana. Reach your arms up, kick your right heel in front of you. Toes point up. Try to get your right leg a little bit higher, 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 higher. Engage your core, and then bring your right foot back in and down to the mat. Good. So that's where we're kind of starting. Take a breath and let it go. You might need to circle that left ankle around a little bit. And now let's switch to the other side. So draw your left knee up and in towards you. Bring your right hand to the outside of your left leg, left arm back. Left thumb points up, roll your left shoulder back. Option if you want to straighten out that left knee and grab a hold of the pinky side of your left foot. If not, just keep your knee bent and your hand on the outside of your left thigh. Stay tall, keep your core engaged. Roll your left shoulder back, keep twisting towards the left. If you have your foot, release it. Come back to the center with your arms up, left knee is bent still. And now straighten out the left knee, kick forward. Press through that left heel as you squeeze your left quad, lifting your kneecap up. Now lift your left leg a little higher. Stay nice and tall, keep your core engaged, spine is long. Bend your knee, bring your left foot to the mat. Very, very nice. All right, reach your arms up, take a breath. Cactus your elbows, press your hips forward, breathe out. Good, hands to heart center, forward fold. Just drop your head here for a moment. Come to a halfway lift, breath in. Forward fold, breath out. All right, so we are gonna rise all the way back up, mountain pose, and we're gonna layer onto that. So we're gonna flow a little bit, we're gonna move all the way around the mat, starting with that one-legged Tadasana twist where we started. So keep the left foot planted, bring your right foot off the mat, elevate your right knee, keep your right knee bent. Take your left hand to the outside of that right leg and right arm back behind you, twisting towards the right. Take a breath and exhale as you twist a bit more. Keep your leg lifted. If you want to straighten out the right knee, you can. Come back to the center, reach your arms up, kick your right leg forward. Lift your right leg a little higher, toes towards the sky, breath in. Crescent lunge, step your right foot back, breath out. So really get long legs here, a lot of length between your front and back leg. Drop your shoulders down away from your ears. And very slowly bend into that right knee. So it almost hovers above the mat as we dip it down, feeling a really nice deep stretch in the right hip flexor. Just keep that knee bent, 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 bent. Hover it for a moment. You're gonna now start to straighten the right knee back to a traditional crescent. So your left knee is still bent. Stack that left knee over your left ankle. Take an inhale. Warrior two, exhale. Hold it here as you draw your shoulder blades together. Tailbone towards the mat, so tucking the tailbone in a bit. Draw your navel into your spine. Think about engaging your Mula Bandha as if you are doing some Kegel exercises. Storing in all that energy. Star pose to goddess pose. So bring your heels in, bend your elbows, spread your palms apart. Breath in, breath out. Come back to star, straighten everything. Warrior two to the back of your mat. Look over your right middle finger. And just let your eyes kind of settle right there. Extended side angle, bring your right arm down, left arm up. Use the right arm to open you up a bit more. Keep tracking the right knee out towards the right. Option to look up at your left arm, option to bind that left arm back behind you. Keep your chest lifted and open. If you're bound, bring your left arm back up. So notice how your left hip, that's your back hip, is open right now. We're going to start to rotate the back foot so you're closing off the hip. coming into warrior three towards the back of your mat. So take your time getting there. So maybe you break it up and you come into like a lunge towards the back of your mat. Then you bring your left leg up. Hands can be right out in front of you with palms apart or together, or you can bring your palms into your heart center. Your choice. Take a breath. Exhale it out. Hold it here. Find a spot for your eyes to focus on. Feeling the power in this stillness. And very slowly drop your left foot down. Keep your arms in front of you as you straighten out your right leg. So pyramid, but your upper body is still parallel with the floor. Both knees are straight. Back heel can be lifted or at the mat. That doesn't really matter right now. So take a breath in. And as you exhale, very slowly start to lower your nose towards your knee. Hands to the floor. Drop your head, relax your shoulders. Take a breath. Empty it out. Relax your neck and your face. Shifting your weight into your right foot, lift your left leg, standing split at the back of your mat, still dropping your nose towards your knee. Left foot down, chair pose, still at the back of your mat, facing the back of your room or your space, chair here. Take a big deep breath in. Hands to heart center, twist to the right as you breathe out. Use your left elbow to help you twist. Then come back into chair pose towards the center. Take your twist to the left. Using the right elbow this time to help you twist even deeper. Come back in through chair pose. Stand up all the way, mountain pose with your arms up. Left foot back, warrior two facing the back of your mat. Star, warrior two to the front of your mat. Reverse your warrior, breathe in. Low lunge, breathe out. Fly your arms back behind you like airplane arms. Come all the way up for airplane. Lift your heart and chest. Kick through your right heel. And bring your right foot to the mat. Reach your arms up. Straighten your elbows. Straighten your knees. And now cactus your elbows. Send your hips forward. All right, very good job. Bring your hands to heart center, Samasahiti. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So press into your right foot, lift your left knee up, in towards you. Flex your left foot, right hand to your left knee, take your twist. Left arm back behind you. If you want to straighten out the left leg, go ahead. Grab the outside of your left foot if you so choose. Twist back to the middle, keep the left leg up, lift your arms up, straighten your leg out in front of you, kick through your left heel, flex your left foot, toes up, hold it here, breath in, breath out. Bend your knee, bring it back in, step back to crescent lunge, set yourself up first. And then as you exhale, dip that left knee down towards the mat, just to the point where you're feeling that really deep, juicy stretch in the front of your hip there. Drop your shoulders down. Maybe spin your pinky fingers towards each other a little bit more to open through the shoulders. Stay here for the breath in and the breath out. Begin to straighten the back knee, just the back knee, front knee stays bent, remember. Warrior two. Star pose. Into goddess. Star. Warrior two to the back. Breath in. Extended side angle, breath out. Take your options if you would like to bind full or half. Just roll that right shoulder back. Push into your right heel. Open through the chest and just simply breathe here. If you're binding, straighten out that right arm. That right hip, the back hip is closed. We're gonna, it's open. We're gonna start to close it now. Shifting into warrior three. So first roll onto the ball mounds of your back toes and then rise up into warrior three. Find a spot to just let your eyes softly gaze upon. That's your drishti. Your body is set, your gaze is set. Your breath is flowing nice and even. Try to take out any choppiness in the inhales and the exhales. Very slowly and purposefully step your right foot back to the mat. Keep your upper body parallel as you come into pyramid with your upper body parallel to the floor. Both knees are straight. Take a breath. And as you exhale, slowly lower your nose towards your knee. Drop your head. Let all the tension in your neck just melt away. Relax through your shoulders and your jaw. Shifting your weight into your left foot, your front foot. Start to come into standing split. Elevate your right foot off the mat, but keep allowing your nose to come a little closer to your left hip. Your left knee. But with your left hip, I want you to draw it back a bit. Right hip draws forward, left hip draws back. Lighter on your fingers. Foot to the floor, chair pose. Reach your arms up. Hands to heart center, twist to the left as you exhale. Really good. Breathe in. Then breathe out. Back to the center, breathe in. Twist to the right, breathe out. Come back through the middle, take a breath in. Forward fold, breath out. Rise all the way up, mountain pose, facing the back. Warrior two, facing the back. Star, breathe in. Warrior two, breathe out. Reverse your warrior, inhale. Low lunge, exhale. Fly your arms back. Airplane, up you go. Kick through your left heel. Take a big breath. Empty it out. Hold it here, breathe in. And breathe out. Left foot to the mat. Reach your arms up, straighten everything out. And now cactus your elbows, press your chest forward. Very nice. Good. Bring your hands back to heart center. Close your eyes. All right, instead of half pigeon, I don't think we'll do half pigeon today. I think we'll do figure four instead. So bend your right knee, take your right ankle to your left thigh or knee, and then sit back. So if you have a block, you could always bring your hands down to the block. For an even deeper stretch, you can bring your hands all the way down to the mat. Or you can also keep your arms straight out in front of you or even lifting up. So take some time here in your figure four. And after a couple more breaths, maybe you finish the one you're on and you take two more. You're gonna transition into dancer's pose. Try your best to keep your right foot up the whole time. So I'll start to demo that, but I know you guys know where you're going. So you'll start to straighten a bit. Bring your right hand to the inside of your right foot. Left arm stays lifted. Heart and chest lift up. Kick into your right hand. And then bring your right foot down. Hands to heart center. All right, let's switch to the other side. So left knee bends, take your left ankle to your right thigh or knee and sit deep, 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 deep. Taking your hands to where you prefer. Finish this breath and do two more rounds. And after your second round, move into dancer's pose. Sometimes it helps to envision yourself going there before you actually go there. If you're experiencing a lot of shaking, then we have a lot in common, because I certainly am. And then release your foot, hands down by your side, relax your shoulders down, take a breath, empty it out. Fold forward nice and slow, hinge at your hips. Bring your palms to the mat, step back to a high plank. Lower your knees down, shift forward as you bend your knees and draw your heels in towards your butt. Drop your hips down even more. Heart and chest lift, roll the shoulders back now. Like be really dramatic about rolling those shoulders back. Keep yourself just the way you are with your upper body. Bend your elbows. Straighten your knees so the tops of your feet come down very, very slowly. I want you to feel this in your triceps. Come down to your mat, chest all the way down. We're gonna come up for cobra pose, so walk your feet closer together. Maybe the insides of your feet are actually touching, your arches might be touching. Inhale, lift your upper body up off the mat. Exhale, come down. Do that again. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down. One more cobra, breathe in. Breathe out. Come down. Bend your knees, catch your feet or your ankles, setting up for floor bow. On an inhale, lift up. Notice if there's any winging in your shoulder blades here. Sometimes the shoulder blades or even the elbows kind of flare out towards the sides. Draw everything in towards your spine. Think about everything wrapping together around that midline of your back. And go ahead and slowly lower down. Tee out your arms, palms face down. Roll onto your right side for shoulder stretch. Option to bend your left knee. Come back to the middle. Then switch to the other side. Rolling onto the left shoulder. Possibly bending your right knee. Back to the center. Take your arms back behind you, palms facing down. Lift your chin up off the mat. Lift your arms and your legs up off the mat. Reach your fingertips towards your toes. Take a breath. Empty it out. One more time, see if you can lift up a little bit higher. And all the way down, child's pose. Press your hips back. And then come to a seat. Legs straight out in front of you. You can grab a quick drink here. Flex your feet, so really press your heels down into the mat. Bend your, let's start with the right foot. So bend your right knee. Draw that right foot in as close to you as possible and still sitting up nice and tall. Good, now reach your arms forward in front of you, palms facing each other, and hinge forward. Do your best now to keep both hips down. One might want to lift up. So hips stay down and the arms are parallel to the floor. So you're not folding over like you would in a Paschimottanasana. You're reaching. Draw your navel into your spine though. Good. Now come back, sit up nice and tall. This time, if you're able to, cross your right foot over your left leg. If not, just keep that right foot in toward your left inner thigh. Right hand behind you, sit tall, left arm up, elbow to the outside of your right knee, take your twist. Take a big deep breath in, and then exhale out. Big inhale, big exhale. Come back to the center. Straighten out your right knee, but cross the right ankle over the left. Arms go up. Exhale, hinge forward. Now this time it's more of a fold. Maybe you're even able to grab the bottoms of your feet, dropping your head towards your right knee. Slowly come all the way back up, uncross your right ankle, bend your left knee, draw that foot all the way in towards you, keeping it to the inside of your right foot, sitting nice and tall, arms reach forward in front of you, palms towards each other, reach forward, like you're trying to grab something someone's handing off to you. Shoulder blades draw in. See if you can bring them in even more. So you're retracting. Good. Come back up. Cross that left foot, across the right leg. Left hand behind you, take your seated twist. Right arm up, elbow to the outside of your knee. And back to the center. Start to straighten your left knee, but keep your left ankle crossed over the right. Arms reach up, sit tall. Keep your spine long as you hinge forward. So really focus on lengthening your spine. Maybe your hands come past your feet. Maybe. And drop your head. Release your feet, come all the way back up, uncross your legs, arms reach forward, sit up nice and tall, really engage the core here now. Retract your arms, your shoulders in, flex your feet. Mula Bandha, those are like the Kegels that you were doing earlier. So Mula Bandha is engaged, Uddiyana Bandha is engaged by drawing your navel to spine. And then Jalandhara, your chin lock. So tuck your chin in slightly. All three bandhas, this is called the Maha Bandha or the Great Bandha, the Great Lock. They're all engaged. Keep it engaged As you very slowly start to lower down to your mat, take your time. And once you get there, draw your knees into your chest. And drop your knees over to the left. Relax your right shoulder down. Come back to the center. Drop them over to the right. Come back to the center. Happy baby pose. Grab the bottoms of your feet. Rock from side to side. You might even be able to feel your QL on the right and on the left. Options to straighten one knee or both knees at the same time. So just take a few minutes, giving your body anything else you need. Not a few minutes, a few seconds really. And for your Shavasana, you're welcome to bring yourself over to a wall if you'd like to take your legs up the wall, or just lay on your back. Relax your shoulders, part your lips, part your teeth. Relax your tongue away from the roof of your mouth. Relax the base of your tongue away from the back of your throat. Let your breath just happen naturally. Shavasana. Take a deep breath in through your nose and let it all go. And slowly start to move your fingers and toes as you begin to reawaken your body. And then in your own time, and let your movements get a little bit bigger, a little more purposeful. Maybe you touch each finger at a time with your thumb. Eventually, you'll draw both of your knees into your chest and roll on over to your right side.
And then come on up to a seat. You're welcome to keep your hands together at your heart center. Tuck your chin in slightly so you can just feel the very tips of your middle fingers. With your thumb knuckles pressing into your sternum. You can also feel the rise and the fall of your chest. The ease with which your breath moves throughout your body. And the ease that that brings to your mind. Draw those thumb knuckles up to your third eye center. The divine light and love in me sees and honors the divine lights and love in each of you. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. And as we bow forward, let's bid each other namaste. All right, have a fabulous day. Let me unmute you.
That was great.
Welcome. Thank you. Thanks for being here. And I will see you next week. Yeah.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
Have a good one.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.